Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nosebleed Seats. This is the Year in Review edition for 2008. I am Chris Lee. Please welcome my panel of experts, Moab. Moab, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. It's a new year. We're going to have a lot of great wrestling this year. Everyone's going to improve. It's going to be the best year in Central Illinois wrestling. I can't guarantee it, but I feel it.
Yes, we are. And the president. The president of the Rob Blagojevich fan club.
My bosses give me that crap all the time.
I don't even like that guy.
The mad conservative.
Man, they said I voted for Barack Obama too, and hid Barack Obama signs in my computer, the full-page scanner, my laptop.
Oh, that's not very nice.
I like to wish everybody, I hope you had happy holidays. I know a lot of people had a rough go of it this year, but hopefully 2009 be a much better year for everybody.
All right, and finally, for the first time ever on the Nosebleed Seats, the man, I tell you what, we've been getting ready for the 2009 MBS Awards, and we've been getting nominations left and right, and I don't mean to let it all out of the bag and all that stuff, because, I mean, the competition is tough, but I've had 2 or 3 people say that it was, in fact, the year of the Ruffington. The most searched wrestler on all of MySpace, Eric Ruffington.
Google and he had the most titles this year also.
Eric,
5 titles this year.
You know what? Hold on. Before you go there, I'm just going to go ahead and man up and enough with this happy holidays crap. I'm going to go ahead and wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I'm just going to say it. Merry Christmas.
How many titles did you get for this Christmas? Did you win any?
You know, I honest to God, it was like Christmas all year round for the rough one.
Okay.
That it was. I know you don't care, but congratulations.
Yeah, you're right, I don't.
Yeah, on all your success.
Well, you know, I'd like to thank myself and Blake Still.
And 2008 MBS award winner also.
Yeah,
Golden Mike Award.
Again, I'd like to thank just myself on that one. Sorry, Blake.
You're also the winner of MBWA and New Midwest Villain of the Year.
I'd like to thank myself and thank myself.
And the current New Midwest Tag Team co-holder.
How many times have you held the New Midwest Tag Team Championship?
Twice.
Just twice?
Both just this year. Just started off.
They won the titles. They lost them to Sage, Ramsey, and Jason Wells. Then they won them back.
Now throwing the word "lost" around is a little. Let them carry them for a little while.
Yeah, I had to take a minute off to get right with myself.
Actually, didn't Sage and Wells win the New Midwest Tag Team Championship with a double choke slam? On the,
I can't. Honest to God, I can't remember, but I do believe at the very next show I took my titles back.
Oh, all right. And then they had their little tiff.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Oh,
but we're not here to talk about them.
Yeah,
we're here to talk.
We're only here to talk about Eric Ruffington.
That's right.
I got a list of topics to talk about, and Ruffington wants to know why I have a list when it should just all be about Ruffington.
I'm pretty sure I switched your list, and it is all about Ruffington.
No,
go ahead and read it.
I did catch that before we started, and I got my list.
I was going to say that's only 8 pages. Mine was much.
You're lucky it didn't go in the mayonnaise. It was in a garbage can. Also, but
better not, because I compiled that thing.
Anyway, it's been a long year. A lot to cover. We're going to cover a little bit of some local talent and some St. Louis news and downstate news and several other things going on. So it should be a good addition. So let's get right to it. The promoter of International Wrestling Conference, the IWC, is arrested on several charges. Crime Friday, you want to give us a
Yes, this is a story that was put out by Josh Ray, the lead editor of the Missouri Wrestling Revival.
Yeah. Check out that website if you guys have not. It's a very good website.
You'll see my name
Missouri
on there
Wrestling Revival.com. The promoter, Steve Scott, I guess was arrested for filing, I guess, home improvement fraud. He, I guess, burst on the scene wanting to start a promotion and kind of rubbed a few people the wrong way. And Josh Wright didn't want to work with him because he, I guess, was too anal about criticism. But after a few shows, they had okayish draws. The final show, they booked ODB, which is a TNA superstar,
And that stands for?
One Dirty Babe.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
Apparently,
So what did he
he
get
got
charged
arrested.
with? What did he get charged with?
Home improvement fraud. It was actually no charges relating to the wrestling business.
Has he been
ironically.
convicted yet, or?
He is in jail, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe that because there's never anyone that's kind of like underhanded in the world of wrestling. It just
not
doesn't
at all.
happen.
No, of course not. They're all uppity up guys.
What do you mean by uppity?
He was a bad guy, so he's where he belongs, and NWC is dead. But the promoters
IWC.
or the sponsors of the program did rescue the final show, and it did go on, and it was a successful draw, and Harley Race actually lent a few wrestlers to fill the card out.
Well, that's good stuff. Good to see everybody come together. And I believe it turned into a charity show or somewhere along that lines.
I'm not sure.
I believe.
Raise bail money?
I don't think so.
All right.
There's never been.
Personally,
bad
I'm just
charity
tired
show
of the crooks in the wrestling business,
No,
so
don't
I'm
bring
glad
that
to
up. Don't
see
bring that
somebody
up. Don't
get
bring
his.
Don't bring that up. All right. Juggalo Gathering. Where was this at?
This is in Cave-in Rock, Illinois.
Cave-in Rock, Illinois.
It's best known for I guess going out and looking at scenery, caves, and
Right.
right along
Explain to me
the.
what a Juggalo gathering is.
It's basically
JCW or
Juggalo Championship
Yeah.
Wrestling,
But
but
explain it to me. I mean,
it's when the guys from the clown group
Insane Clown Posse.
and Insane Clown Posse get together and according to several reports try to see how many people are going to get killed and riot and do all kinds of drugs and steal from each other and have several sexual parties.
basically a big camp
sexual parties?
over
Yeah, it's really crazy apparently.
What a loss. I mean,
4-day camp, and there's like 17,000.
How many
attend.
wrestling shows did you do in the 4 days?
I'm not sure. They had one. They had their Bloody Mania, which was their main pay-per-view event that they put out on DVD. And they had a dozen no-shows for this. And the fans at ringside were very unruly, and they're actually throwing firebombs into the ring.
I cannot believe that either. I mean, have you ever met a Juggalo?
Are those the Hatchet Jack guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen Joey Grunge wear the hatchet thing, that's
Tracy Smothers,
Tracy
he wore
Smothers.
that outfit too.
Hot topic.
Terry Funk said the Insane Clowns are one of his favorite promoters because they pay a lot of money. So they put on good shows. It's very much a niche audience, but their fans are unruly to say the least. Probably, it's lowbrow for wrestling is the only way I can describe it.
This was the second year that they've had in Cave-in Rock, and actually it was worse this year than last year.
Well, I mean,
Now-
does it draw good? Do a lot of people go to it?
That's why I said 17,000 people estimated attendance.
Not just for the
And
wrestling
it's-
show.
No.
Is it a free show?
No,
for the
you
most
have to
part?
pay to get in.
Right.
It's
You have to pay to get into the
a
gathering?
camp. Yeah,
It's like-
it's a 4-day camp.
It's like the Lollapalooza of Insane Clown Posse.
Think of it as did you ever see any of those shows that a primetime player put on at the Iron Horse Festival? Like the mini Sturgis?
Oh, yeah.
Think of it as probably like that. It's a big biker getaway thing is what the Iron Horse is, and I remember I wrestled 2 or 3 shows there. One show I was with Mississippi Madman, and we actually had to escape for our lives.
Yeah, you're the only white guy trying to get away with the black guy. Pretty crazy.
Therefore I was in trouble.
That
Yeah.
surely did cost Hardin County, which is the county that this festival is in, quite a bit of money. And Illinois State Police had to basically guard, check the vehicles that were coming in and out to see if they were breaking any traffic laws.
Now, JCW, they were in Springfield.
Right, in April,
Right.
Mississippi Madman, Billy Morgan.
Michael
Billy
Sharp.
Morgan wrestled human tornado and he
And
blew out
broke
his
his
knee.
leg.
That's not what I was trying to get into. But how many people did it draw there?
It drew about 200,
Did it?
over 200 people.
And it's always done with usually a concert before. I think Shaggy Two Dope, who was one of the Insane Clown Posse guys,
Yep.
did a solo gig. So what they try to do is you try to get the wrestling fans and the
Rock and
Insane Clown Posse fans. And, you know, most of the Insane Clown Posse fans are wrestling fans.
The record
anyway,
label
so-
is
And
called
obviously,
Psychopathic Records.
Eminem fans as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
And they had
And
the
Jim Cornette
Boondocks.
fans, all wrapped in one.
They had Boondock there playing that night.
All right. Well, I am not an Insane Clown Posse fan.
Oddly enough, I'm not as
JCW
either.
fan.
Yeah.
Well, I figured they were a little too commercial for you to begin with.
They're not, well, they're, I respect them for being on an independent label and what they've done. They, you know, people like swearing and clown makeup and debauchery and other such things. And they provide a service and, you know, people like that sort of things. More power to them. It's just not my thing.
And if they draw, they draw.
Yeah.
And plus,
They're
they
obviously doing something
used
right.
several WWE alums.
Yeah.
Top selling
I just don't
VHS
think
of all
it's
time, too,
good-
I think.
good,
for wrestling.
If you can tolerate
For
the
the-
cursing, the matches
Honestly, in my
are
opinion, not good for the business overall. I mean, it definitely doesn't shine a light on professional
Well,
wrestling.
you can
No,
say the
I'm
same
okay.
thing about the music business with Insane Clown Posse too. It's not good for the music business because it's trash music. But people like what they like, and it's not like they're trying to appeal to a mainstream crowd or get on television. They only sell straight to DVDs.
Yeah, think
so-
about what ECW was doing when they first started. They're appealing to a minority of the crowd and making it work for them.
They hold another Juggalo gathering, which they hold
See,
it
and
every August.
You bring up a good point. You know, ECW making it work for them. I mean, did ECW ever make a profit? Did it ever work for them, really?
I don't know. I was like 6.
Well, you weren't 6. Okay,
well,
Well, the
maybe you
beginning and
were.
end was when they got the TV deal.
Yeah. But anyways, you know, I don't know. I just think that, you know, I mean, if you get enough sponsors, you know, and
Oh, they
people
get
are willing
enough
to sponsor
sponsors, believe me.
the event, you know, if they got enough money at the record label to put shows on like this and just trash and do something, that's fine. To each their own. I guess there's really nothing wrong with it. I apologize if my words are offending anybody, but
Bottom line
nothing wrong with
is,
it.
if they do another Juggalo gathering, they've got to clamp down on the rampant crime.
Yeah.
And now somebody's died just about every year, right?
Yeah, there's about 4 or 5 people died. Some of
I'm
them
assuming
traffic
you mean-
accidents after
Okay.
leaving.
I thought you meant in the
But
ring.
there was some drug
Oh,
overdose
so
and
none of
heat
these deaths
exhaustion.
happened. None of these deaths happened at the show.
Some of them were on the grounds during the weekend.
Well, how many deaths were there, Crime?
Like I said, 4 or 5.
Okay, but nothing in the ring. No wrestler.
No,
No.
Okay.
no.
Well, see, the thing is, if you're going to be idiot and do drugs, irresponsibility, and you die, I mean, like,
It's kind of on you.
that's kind of what happens. And, you know.
Last year there was just one. 2007, there was one heat-related death, and
Okay.
he was related
We're
to an
ready.
indie wrestler. So we got to move on,
Yeah, we
obviously.
do. Okay, Randy Orton, born and raised in St. Louis, named number 1 on Pro Wrestling Illustrated's 500. So congratulations to Randy, like he ever watches the show. But congratulations to Randy Orton.
Call
I'm
me
on it.
Randy.
Somebody,
Hey, I'm on it
somebody
now.
somewhere is gonna know Randy, huh?
He might just.
He
I'm on
might.
it now.
Well, when he's
hears
gonna,
Ruffington's on the show?
Google Eric Ruffington.
Google that.
That's all I'm gonna put. I'm not even gonna put year in review. I'm just gonna put the Eric Ruffington edition. And then you can. I mean, surely it's gonna pop up on every search engine
Absolutely.
possible.
Do you think Randy Orton deserved to be number 1?
I think Randy Orton is absolutely fabulous.
John
I
Cena
think
didn't
it's a
get
bad
hurt
rep.
though.
Uh-huh.
If John Cena didn't get hurt, he might have gotten it for the 3rd year in a
Yeah.
row.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, that's tough.
Debatable.
You know, John Cena is no doubt the number 1 wrestler in the world. He makes the most money. He sells the most merchandise.
Outsold
he's
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, he just outsold Hulk Hogan. I don't know how they put those numbers together. So there's probably
Now,
going to be
Justin
a
for
that makes
inflation.
That makes him number 2 then, or number 2 then, because Austin had outsold Hogan in merchandise.
right. He did not pass
Austin.
Austin. Yeah, I meant this year. As far as merchandise goes, and
Of all
obviously
time.
has the biggest fan base out of
Right.
just
Fair
about
point.
probably anybody in the world.
And as much as you want to hate him, because a lot of people hate him for his ring style, Samoa Joe says John Cena was the hardest worker he had ever seen, and I've never heard anything about John Cena bad-mouthing fans or being like a jerk backstage. So you want to hate him, but it's hard to, hate a guy who's not
for me.
And Randy Orton's
Well, you're
won
not a good
plenty of
person.
most hated awards.
Triple H said on Larry King that they were talking about the pay brackets, and you got to work hard in order to be one of the top guys. And he said on that show that when John Cena first got to the WWE, John Cena worked harder, longer than anybody in the WWE, and it shows by where he's at now in his career.
Yep.
So, but Randy Orton, I've always been a heel mark. Hate that word. You guys know I hate that word.
You didn't originate it, so don't worry about it.
But
You didn't originate it, so
right. But I've always been. So I've always enjoyed Randy's work and his performance. And I think he deserved it. I mean, he worked hard, and I don't think he got any trouble in 2008, did he?
he had a few altercations with
He didn't poop any
fans.
bags or anything like that. All internet rumors.
I want to branch off in something. Michael Cole.
Not you.
Yeah.
No.
I believe Michael Cole has been talking about how Randy Orton got kicked out of Evolution because his ego was too big. You remember at the time, Randy Orton was a good guy, and he got kicked out because he had the title and Triple H wanted the title. Isn't that kind of interesting how they just kind of erase all of history and just,
Yeah.
If they can do it in the WWE, do you think they should be able to do it in Central Illinois, Crime Fighter?
I think they'd have a much harder time doing it in Central Illinois.
Really? Because people pay closer attention?
I would pay close attention and remind people.
The man who never rests.
That is kind of going off subject, but Randy Orton, St. Louis, born and raised, #1 on PWI.
Yep.
So Matt Sydal, also a St. Louis guy. I don't know if he was born and raised in St. Louis, so I apologize for
He's
that.
a mainstay out of St. Louis, but
mainstay. Who did he wrestle for mostly in?
Gateway Championship Wrestling,
Gateway.
and then he moved on to IWA Mid-South.
Did he ever work for Fist?
So
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he did.
fought Gaikia, actually.
So he got called up to WWE.
Oh, that was
and
PWA
now
before
goes-
it got renamed Fist again.
Now goes by Evan Bourne in the WWE. I've never had an opportunity to watch Matt wrestle before.
Really?
He got called up to WWE.
No,
So,
you missed
Correction,
out.
he tagged with Gaikia, not against.
They had a three-way dance in 2005
Okay.
against Zero Gravity, ironically enough, before they started teaming together.
Ruffington, did you ever meet Matt or
Yeah,
run across?
Great guy.
Great guy.
Very,
He
very nice. Very respectful.
biggest. WWE seemed to have a habit this year of every time they signed somebody from the Indies or from TNA, they gave them some ridiculous new name just so they could own a trademark on a piece of paper that really
It's called business crime.
It's
Fighter.
and it's good. It's,
didn't, for no rhyme or
that
reason,
way,
though.
Well, see,
It
that
wor-
way they don't own the name Colt Cabana.
Right, it
And if something
works
doesn't
both
work out,
ways.
yeah. If something doesn't work out, he still gets all of his stuff as Colt Cabana.
But my opinion
And
is the
firefighters-
wrestler should own his own
I don't
name,
understand
nobody
this
else.
either because you've had this complaint for a while, but TNA does the same thing. Amazing
Starting
calm,
to.
awesome calm.
Yeah, but look, CM Punk's with WWE. He didn't have to change his name. And
He might have sold
every
it.
time they sign somebody and change their name, whatever build-up and name recognition they had to start all over. Look what happened to Wildcat Chris Harris. He only lasted 3
They
weeks.
don't have to start all over.
wasn't his
Crime
name.
Fighter 1. They're
Oh,
on
yeah, they had to start all
They're
over.
on a different level with a
Even
completely
so.
different crowd. These 20,000 people that are packing WWE
Unless they're in
stand
They've
Chicago.
never
are not
watched
going-
TNA.
Are not going to an AEW show in Chicago.
Maybe. As far as you
No,
know.
they're not.
They're
Crime
in, all
Fighter.
right,
I hate to tell
let's
you-
say you're over there. Let's say they're down in Texas. WWE's down in Texas.
Well, of course they're not going to go up
How
to
many?
date AEW.
How many
They're not
people are going to
travel
know
up there.
who Colt Cabana is?
I would say 5% of
There
the
you go.
crowd at best.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
so
even
what's the
say
difference?
that.
I'm being
Well, you got to
very
figure. There's
liberal.
So if
probably
they've
there's a lot
wrestled-
of internet fans out there.
If
that
they
know
wrestled their
a lot
entire
about a
career
lot.
in Chicago and WWE was in Chicago, you're saying the majority of the crowd won't know who this Chicago guy is.
They'll recognize him once he
They'll-
comes out.
Yeah, they'll recognize him, but
They'll know who he
And
is.
they'll
Have-
announce
have-
him from Chicago.
have you
to get him
been-
a-
But let's talk about Brandon Walker, who was the new name given to him by WWE.
he was on national television, though. We're talking apples and oranges here.
Well, Matt Seidel was on national television too. He was on WSX.
What's WSA?
Wrestling Society X. You remember
Oh,
that?
Wrestling Society X.
That
Okay.
doesn't.
In other words, the MTV thing.
Yeah, the MTV thing.
Short-lived.
All right.
So you're
we're
telling me? Wait,
completely
whoa,
off
whoa! Just one second. So you're telling me that because he was on WSX, that everybody around the United States knows exactly who Tyler Black is?
Right.
A lot more people do than they would have.
As I've been doing this, and I've been trying to get more into the independent scene, the more I realize that there's three different categories, and most people probably know these by now. Okay, there's the mainstream fans, the WWE fans. That's all you need to say is the WWE fans.
Or can you call them the casual fans?
The casual fans, yes, we'll go with the casual
All right.
fans. All right, there's the independent fans. Okay, that hate on everything that the casual fans like, but the casual fans are the ones that are spending money and going to the
Supposedly,
WWE shows.
although that's kind of dwindling.
Okay, and then the internet fans. You know, that's the basic group. And I guess
TNA fit in
I guess
on
the
that?
independent group and the internet fans are really the same thing. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, okay, I'd probably say the third group is the workers. As far as fans go, because the workers try their damnedest to separate themselves from fans all the time. All the
Well,
time.
let me ask you.
And there's at most instances, all right, the workers, and sometimes when they're talking about fans and they're talking about marks and they're talking about smarts, they act like they hate us.
What is
they
that?
hate everybody.
Let me ask you.
Huh?
What kind of fan buys PWI magazine? Where is it? The casual fans or the independent fans?
Casual fan. Look at it.
Well,
I mean,
see,
it's
the
all
independent
casual.
stars are covered in these magazines.
Yeah, but I used to buy that magazine when I was like
Right.
12, and I flipped right to the Fed.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, that's all they.
I used to buy it.
So they
before I
are
had the
skipping over
internet.
the
What's the
indie
Fed?
groups and the
The only
international
one that's
stuff.
the Fed.
I used to buy PWI when
It's
I
not
was
the Fed,
younger. to
it's-
follow
they dropped
independence.
Fed.
Actually, that's how I got
World
into.
Wrestling Entertainment Federation.
That's
They
how I
don't
got
want to call
into
themselves a
independent
federation
wrestling.
anymore.
Would you? Okay.
Let's
sorry.
move on.
Moving on. All right. Canton, Illinois, city officials pull the liquor license of Outskirts Bar and Grill over an instance of the exposure of one of the Micro Wrestling Federation female wrestlers. And first off, I don't know, in downstate Illinois anyways, the Micro Wrestling Federation probably draws the most fans out of just about any company when they come down to downstate Illinois.
Except
Now,
for
Chris,
Springfield, apparently.
Break it off right quick. Explain to them what a micro wrestler is.
Midget wrestling.
It's midget wrestling. Yeah, of course, that's exactly what it is.
Little people wrestling.
Little people
yeah,
wrestling.
it's-
Is that not the proper term?
Yeah.
No.
Or dwarf wrestling. Take your pick.
They're not all dwarves.
We're gonna take a break while Eric Ruffington recovers.
Well, let's
Now, you've
All right,
wrestled
well,
little people before, like.
Have you wrestled a little person?
Yeah, Brett Gakia, CJ Esparza.
Donovan Kane.
Yeah. They're going to kill me next time.
Now, Jackson
That's-
Pride,
I'm down
he's
with
been
that.
body slammed by an actual midget wrestler.
No, that was actually Kenny O'Brien.
Oh.
I guess they both got slammed.
They slammed Kenny O'Brien, and I believe
So,
it
anyways,
broke
what
the
happened
ring.
to this female wrestler?
Oh,
And
no.
was she a little
Pete
person?
Clark, the springboard. Broke
Was
it.
she a little
Go ahead.
person?
Go again.
What happened? This
Apparently they had, I don't know if it was just a regular match or they were just wrestling in mud or jello, but apparently the top came off of one of them. And
was it a little person's top came off?
yeah, they have two female
So you got to
midget
see-
wrestlers on the
So you
A
got-
roster.
little person's boobies.
Midgies.
I don't know.
Midgies.
Midgies.
I'm not going to get in that
I
detail,
wonder what
but
the paper called it.
I don't know.
Because there had to have been a newspaper.
the bar owner moved to stop the
Or-
match.
or
but
Mickey's.
apparently it wasn't enough for the mayor, who apparently also serves on the liquor commission, and he proceeded to yank the liquor
Okay,
license.
was the mayor there in attendance?
Was he looking
Either
at the
he
Midgies?
was in attendance or he got complaints. I don't know which. It might say that in the article.
Were
I would
there
complain.
any-
I would complain about Midgies.
Were there kids at the show?
I don't think so, because this is a bar show.
There have been a lot of bar shows this year. Haven't there?
What's with this country's obsession with breast anyway? Like Janet Jackson exposes her thing, and
That wasn't the only incident that happened with the micro midgets this year. There's another show in Brimfield,
That's
which
like a
is just
super small
west
midget.
of.
A micro midget. That's like a.
They just call them the micros. By the way, I respect you guys at Micro Wrestling Federation. Hopefully you'll get another chance to run in Central Illinois.
Yeah, hopefully it was just a small problem.
I was going to say, Brimfield, they ran a show in Brimfield, which drew about 600-700 people up against 4 other shows running that night in the
Peoria,
area.
they drew 600-700 too, wasn't there?
Yeah, I'm talking about Brimfield,
Oh,
just
is that-
west of Peoria. Canton, by the way, is also west of Peoria. It's a
Whoever knows
town
what
of...
Brimfield is.
The mayor told them they cannot play music because they're outside.
And it's devil music, right? The mayor.
I don't know, but apparently this mayor lives in the world of Footloose, the movie. It's that kind of person.
Everybody cut. Oh,
All right.
Can you imagine micro
Unfortunately, they
Moving on.
tried to run in Springfield, but
No. Micro wrestlers dancing the Footloose.
should I mention? I need to mention this.
That'd draw
They tried to run in
1,400.
Springfield, Illinois this year, but apparently one of the local radio stations promoting the event dropped the ball. There was hardly a draw, and they had to cancel the show. And the promoters ran away from this station. This station, the promoters ran away cowardly.
Okay, moving on. Die Hard Steve Zook unfortunately passes away after a lengthy battle with colon cancer.
Yeah, that was the sad story. He actually wrestled 1 month before his passing.
I never had an opportunity to meet Steve, but we were at the benefit show for him, or tribute show, I guess I should say. Wouldn't really, but the tribute show for him that Toby Hope held in Lincoln, and it was a fantastic show. I wish more fans would have came out in attendance. It was really good. Eric, you and Blake performed on that show.
Yes, we did.
Which was a great match, and I believe Crime Fighter had you put that online somewhere.
Yeah, it is online, and it was broadcasted on, if you're watching this on Access
did-
4, this very channel.
I did commentary on that match, actually.
And did too, and I also had, I had incredible difficulty with editing because software decided to not be very cooperative.
All right, but Steve was an amazing guy and did amazing things in his career. So hearts and prayers go out to his family, and I don't mean to give away too much, but I do believe that they are going to do 2009 Die Hard Forever tribute show to Steve Zook this year. Also, details forthcoming, so make sure you guys keep pay attention right here to Nosebleed Seats, and we'll have or the St. Louis Wrestling Community site, and we'll have more information on all of that as it becomes available.
It'll probably be on Missouri Wrestling Revival also.
Yep.
Coming soon on the Nosebleed Seats, we present the 2009 NBS Awards Friday, February 20th, where we honor the best in Central Illinois pro wrestling. The NBS Awards will be held at the Main Hangar Restaurant in Decatur, Illinois, inside Decatur Airport. For more information, visit our website at myspace.com, the Nosebleed Seats. The 2009 NBS Awards coming February 20th at the Main Hangar in Decatur. Can't keep up with all the area independent wrestling? Don't know where to go to see it? Let us help you keep pace. The St. Louis Wrestling Community shows you where the shows are happening with arena reports and newsmakers. And the Nosebleed Seats with Chris Lee interviews the biggest movers and shakers of the local indie scene. Check it out now on the net at myspace.com, the Nosebleed Seats, and strwrestling.livejournal.com.